So this week we're at Petersburg National Battlefield in Virginia, Petersburg, Virginia, and they have cannons galore. Now, I believe most of these are from the original Civil War fight, where there was a battle for, what, I think 9.5 months or so here. I'm never good with dates, but I'll tell you, they have some impressive cannons. Definitely, for someone who isn't really into cannons, even I'm impressed. Look down the middle here. And you can get right up to them and really look. They even have things that say Ames County Founders, Chicopee, Mass. So we know they're not making cannons in Massachusetts anymore. But they're all different. They're all interesting. When we get to the front of the visitor center, they have all kinds, and they tell you how far and what size of cannonball they covered, and it was quite interesting. This has a number 149 on the bottom there. Now, obviously, trees would not have been here. I mean, it'd be, if you could see through all this is new growth since the war. This is 1863. So, yeah, probably all well taken care of. This one is Preferred Arsenal. CS at the top. Definitely been used, but definitely in neat condition. You definitely can see how it would have been and how loud it would have been just with these 4 cannons here. 5, including that one way over there. And the earth banks, I mean, they had 5 or 10 miles of earth banks around this, trying to save this area. But obviously, as we are all United States of America and not 2 different countries, it didn't quite work that well. Independence, this is 1863. So, yeah, probably all well taken care of. This one is Preferred Arsenal. CS at the top. Definitely been used, but definitely in neat condition. You definitely can see how it would have been and how loud it would have been just with these 4 cannons here. 5, including that one way over there. And the earth banks, I mean, they had 5 or 10 miles of earth banks around this, trying to save this area. But obviously, as we are all United States of America and not 2 different countries, it didn't quite work that well. Here we are down at a really neat gun called the Dictator, and it is a massive artillery shell. It was able to throw one of those cannonballs, about a 225 pounder, up to 2 miles. Look, they have steps to be able to get it in. You can determine the angle in the back, but as it was later found out, once you ruined everything within that space, it wasn't very movable. You can't go left, you can't go right, maybe a little bit, but it had to be bolted down. So that made it one of those really cool things to have. On paper, it looked probably fantastic. But I'm guessing when it came shoot to shove, once it did the damage, it was done. And everybody knew not to build or be within this specific area of 2 miles. Loving the pathway. Perfect for going for a walk with no bumps or anything else. You can bring the dog stroller down with you and be comfortable.
It's a very neat little pouch we have here from a company called Roughwear that keeps the doggy poo bags safe, and it's got all kinds of other bits. We've got a little light on there too so we can see at night time.
Ooh. Well, this is the end of the fun path. Now it's the normal path.
And there's the railroad line, which makes a lot of sense why the battlefield is right here. All right, let's keep going on our hike. If you're new to our channel, like we are new to our channel, we're SunnyApproach, and it is sunny and cloudy today.
We have Cappuccino, who is a 14-year-old silky mini poodle mix who likes to walk for about 500 feet.
And we like to get out and about, visiting national parks such as this one.
State parks and battlefields. And if we do harvest hosting, we like to stay at distilleries or any other interesting place.
But more than anything, it's just about having a sunny approach to life. Nothing's perfect, doesn't have to be. But you can have a jolly good attitude about it, right?
Yeah, it's just amazing that, you know, all these hills were probably close to self-made as defenses against the other Confederates or the Union, depending on who held this. And all these trees are rather young.
It is one of the interesting things about visiting these historical sites. You can't keep everything the same. Nature is always going to try to fill its void. And so you do still have to have some imagination as you look at a battlefield location or a place like Thomas Jefferson's Poplar Forest in Forest, Virginia, where the whole town has grown around what used to be his farm.
Oh, more than a whole town. He owned all the way to, what, Natural Bridge? Multiple towns. Multiple places.
Sure gets busy. People like to go to nice places and take city where there used to be farms, right?
Okay, Cap, I think you've walked out.
All right.
At the, I need to go bathroom every 5 seconds.
We'll let him go bathroom, and then we're going to put him back in his pet stroller.
Come on.
His pet stroller is by Pet Gear. It's pretty nifty.
Whew.
That was a
walnut.
chopping.
He's just learning to go into this. He's like, I'm not quite sure I like it, but I don't like to walk long distances either. Come on.
Gently does it. Down we go.
Down we go.
Oh, we go. All the way down.
All the way down. There we go. Okay, let's go, Caps.
All right, that's it for the moment.
One thing I think that's neat about this park is it has all different kinds of cannons. And often we see one type of cannon and not all the different types of cannon. But what is even more interesting is if we go around here, we can see what the cannon looks like And then it gives us information about the cannon. Confederate 3-inch rifle, 1.7 mile range, iron. And we go to here, and it says a 10-pounder Parrott rifle, number 347, 214 stamped. And then it says it's a Union 10-pounder Parrott rifle, 1.82 miles, also made of iron. This one here that's in green says it was a Union 12-pounder Napoleon, 0.68 miles, made of bronze. Hope it explains the green coloring. Go over here to the next set of three. Obviously, these have all not on the originals. These are all on cast concrete. This is 6-pounder wired rifle, which this is the same thing, and this is a Union and 0.57 miles, iron. It's interesting. This is 14-pounder James rifle, which has a 1.14 miles, bronze, and you can see the U.S. up here. This is Austrian 6-pounder field gun, 0.57 miles, bronze, like a nice blue color. It says Wine 1857 Austrian field gun, number 281. So it's very interesting. Let's keep going to these other ones. I did not know there's all these different types of cannons. I've seen different cannons, but not like this. This again is another Union howitzer. I've heard of howitzers. I think they still have guns called howitzer, but don't ask me. It does a 0.61 miles. It's a 12-pounder, I think. Okay, this one says Confederate 3-inch rifle, 2,000 yard, 1.1 miles. See battle damage is bronze. So it's 8-inch rifle, bronze. Battle damage. I don't know what battle damage looks like. It looks like there's some melted here. All the ribs inside. Ah, that must be the battle damage. Can you see that? Over here is another 12-pounder Confederate gun. A Freed howitzer. Iron, 0.57 miles. But again, no U.S. mark. So they definitely had ones that were made for the different sides of the battle. These must be all brass that were coming up to a bronze, as they're all green. This is a boat howitzer, a Union 24-pounder Dahlgren boat howitzer, 0.74 miles, bronze again. There it says Dahlgren. There's something up here, because you can see 1865 in AD. So that's really interesting, but they don't tell you that. And it says, I don't know, Ames Manufacturer Company, Chicopee, 1,314 pounds. I can't read that. Number 388. So even though Chicopee was, if you haven't been to the up in the ironworks in the Chicopee, it's really interesting, someplace to go. Union 32-pound howitzer, 1,500 yard range, 0.85 miles. Again, bronze. Again, the U.S. at the top. Interesting. It looks like it has two handles to be able to be carried, but it must have been way heavy. And another Union howitzer, 0.72 miles. Another battle damage. I love these bronze ones. Battle damage. This one's smooth on the inside. Here's the battle damage. Think of how hard and hot those cannonballs must have been to make that damage. These ones are cool. These ones are long. And such a difference from the more short-barreled ones. This one says 214. It's a British 12-pounder muzzle-loading Whitworth rifle. 4.55 miles. So, what a difference if you think about it. That they were made to do different things. The technology behind them. Pretty darn impressive. This is a Union 30-pound Parrott rifle. 3.41 miles. Iron. Now, this one has a longer nose, or what I call a nose. But it doesn't go as far as the short one. But a bigger ball. Now let's see, this one here says Whitworth breech loading rifle, which is what it is, the British 12-pounder, and it goes 5.68 miles. Also, it's longer than the first one, right? Not as long as that one, but again, a smaller. And it has those fun grooves in the side. But just that, I find that interesting. Don't ask me about the bits and the pieces. You could at one point even open this up. They have it locked down now. But this is all the interesting stuff. The stuff you don't see, where you can actually see the difference. This place loves cannons. Highly recommend it. It's a fun afternoon. There's like a north end and a south end that you can either hike or go by car. I don't know if we're getting there this week. Maybe another week we'll get up to the Grants area or the Five Forks area, but just the main visitor center, definitely great for a quick 1 mile walk. If you have the time, it was free getting into this national park, and I recommend it.